All right, so last night I watched a brand new horror movie starring Ross Marquand, I think is how you say his name, or Aaron from The Walking Dead is how I know him. And this is about a guy who's about to have a kid. He is a security guard, and things are going pretty well. I mean, he's got the typical hardships, but he's his ducks are in a row. He's living a pretty decent life. He's got a kid on the way. His future's looking bright. And then, unfortunately for him, and probably anybody, he gets abducted by aliens. And this turns his life upside down. And now he's like thinking he's losing his mind. And of course, he doesn't want to tell anybody. And overall, I don't know. I thought the Ross was good in the role. I did like that, and the movie was fine. It's kind of one of those paranoia. I'm losing my mind. No one believes me. I'm seeing things that no one else is seeing. My life's falling apart around me. My wife's mad at me. She's dealing with preeclampsia. And this is really screwing up her life because she's someone who's very ambitious and wants to work and doesn't like to be waited on. And of course, her husband isn't able to be there for her completely as she's, forced to be on bed rest by her doctor. And she's a very active woman who does not want to be on bed rest. And then her husband is, not able to pull his shit together because he's dealing with this emotional stuff with being abducted. And so that all creates pretty good drama. It's just that, I don't really know what the movie is trying to say because I feel like it's some kind of metaphor for, the fears of being, parenthood and the fears of responsibility. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the message kind of got lost on me along the way, and it just feels like that's what it was going for, because some of the imagery and some of the story beats and whatnot felt like it had some kind of a message. And I don't know, it just didn't fully resonate with me. It kind of got lost in translation, I guess. Maybe I just didn't get it, period, and that's my fault. I don't know, but I thought the movie was okay. I think that our performance from our lead is good, and it definitely made me think, as films like this normally do, about what you do in that kind of situation where you're faced with this impossible story. It's really fucking you up, right? Like if you got abducted by aliens, whether you believe in them or not or whatever, especially if you don't, and you've surrounded yourself by a bunch of people who definitely don't, which is, most of us. Those stories definitely screw with me, because it's like, if it's a ghost or it's a demon or it's an alien or whatever, I really do think about in real life, not just in the movies where we're yelling at the screen, like, come on, just tell people and whatever. It's like, no, in reality, no one's going to fucking believe you. I mean, only the, quote unquote nutcases are the ones, the conspiratorial people, the woo-woo people. Those are the ones that are going to believe you. And of course, this is going to fuck up your whole life. And a lot of people, and one of the arguments I've always heard against, why not more people come out of the woodwork to tell about their alien abductions, and it always just seems to be some guy, that lives on a farm or whatever. Is like, there's just a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is true or not, I'm just saying this is one of the arguments, and I can see this being true, is that, a lot of people wouldn't want to tell their story. They'd be like, everyone's going to think I'm a lunatic. Everyone's going to think I'm fucking crazy. I don't want to be that crazy lunatic who tells people that I was abducted by aliens. So I definitely feel for that. And these types of stories, I do gravitate towards, because I really try to put myself in the shoes of those characters and think, if I was abducted by aliens, would I tell anybody, and who would believe me? the answer is not many. Not many people. People would be like, okay, like you need to go see professional help. And I always do kind of find that fascinating that even though there's so many people in this world that believe in, the Bible or believe in that there's aliens out there or whatever, if anyone ever is like, I talked to God or, I was abducted by aliens, we like send them to an insane asylum. Basically, it's like, yeah, okay, grandma, time to go back to bed. And it's like, what if all those people in the mental institution are actually like, that shit happened to them? It's like we all kind of dismiss it out of hand almost immediately without ever really, truly listening, because those kinds of things just don't seem realistic when you're actually presented with them in modern times in real life. So I think I'm primed for a story like this. I do like these types of stories. I love alien abduction movies. Fire in the Sky with D.B. Sweeney and Robert Patrick is a classic for me. I love that shit. Dark Skies was a really, really cool alien film back from I think 2013 or whatnot. Like, I do like alien horror movies. I do like thinking about the abduction scenario and what I would do with it, and like seeing how others handle it and how realistic it might be. I feel like this is a fairly realistic interpretation of what someone might go through. We just don't get much of it. It kind of has that Paranoia feel, almost like the movie Take Shelter with Michael Shannon, which is much better and a high recommendation for anyone who liked Paranoia movies, like William Friedkin's Bug with Ashley Judd. Those are great Paranoia movies, and then the aforementioned Alien movies. I would definitely recommend those. And this is kind of a mashup of the two, which makes sense. I mean, that would be a Paranoia type thing where you got abducted. But there's just something missing here. I guess it's really mostly just kind of his life is falling apart, and the threat of him getting abducted and what they're going to do to him and what that means for him just doesn't come through as much, I guess. Like, there's no tension of him getting abducted again. And the abduction things are very short-lived. They're very quick shots of him like trapped under some kind of mesh material, very reminiscent of when Mulder in The X-Files is abducted and is being held down by that wiring when they're like putting the black oil in him. It's something kind of like that, but more web-like. It's just, I don't know, there's not enough of it. And when he is in his normal life and he's dealing with the abduction and his wife's pregnancy, it's kind of a lot of repetitiveness, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of escalation to things. It just kind of remains more flatline. Like, it kind of elevates at one point in the movie, and then it just kind of retains that for the rest of the film, but it's not very like intense. It's just kind of like it's just kind of going normal, and then it kind of like elevates a little bit when he gets abducted, and then it just kind of stays at that baseline. And it's just like there's nothing more to it, and then it kind of ends on this thing that happens that's where I'm saying I think the movie's trying to say something, but I'm not 100% sure on what. So I think I get it, maybe, and of course, because this is spoiler free, I can. But so if someone watches it and comments soon, people will comment on videos like this 5 years later or something, and they'll be like, "Oh, I think this is what's happening," and I'm like, "Bro, I don't even remember this movie anymore." So it has to be like right now. So if anyone has watched it, tell me what you think of the ending. Tell me what you think that means for this story. And tell me what you thought of the film. But overall, I think if you're like a big alien abduction fan, then it's okay-ish. Like, definitely check it out if you're like really into these types of stories and don't need it to be like super high quality or anything. Like, it's okay. It's okay at best. For me. Anyway, let me know, and I'll see you in the comments. Adios.